Hey, come on in. Hey, come on in. This is Aiden and Cooper's Movie Castle. Come on in, baby. It's good to be back. We're here. We're here. We crossed the moat. We're in here. We're ready to talk some movies. How you doing today, Cooper?
We're good. We've got our mic set up here in Chow Hall, where we eat our dinner, our soup, that we have every
hmm
night, and
We take turns preparing the meals.
yeah, we do.
I'm not as good as you are. You've made some good shit.
I'm an artist, I'm a real chef,
Yeah, you
so
put a lot of flair into it. I really appreciate it.
exactly.
So today we got some stuff to talk about. We're the Brutalist boys. We're brutal
We're
boys. We
brutal
got
boys.
brutalized. We both
Yeah,
got brutalized. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about our beautiful friend David Lynch, who has passed.
yeah,
It's old news at this point, but it's still, man, I don't know.
yeah.
It's tough. And then we're gonna
Well,
talk about some movies that we saw, right?
yeah. We'll talk about
We'll
that.
see what the fuck we
Well,
do.
that's what we do. Yeah. So David Lynch passed
David
away
Lynch.
about a week ago at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know when this is coming out, so it might even be like another week, but
Mhm.
who knows? But I think he's an artist that I think both you and I have a real affection for. So
Yeah.
we want to give him some time. We'll talk about him for a little bit.
You want to do that now, or do you want
Yeah, we're gonna do that now. Let's do
Okay.
that now.
This is by far the death of a famo that has affected me the most.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
and I really haven't had other people that I've been super personally attached to. I can recognize their importance and all that, but Lynch is someone that I felt deeply with. I think and we're two white college boys that love film talking about Lynch. It's a stereotype, but I think that he doesn't get a lot of credit for a lot of things that I find really fascinating about him, which is like the main thing about Lynch that I love so much is how much he loves and cares deeply about people. And in his movies, he has a bunch of dang ass freaks. They're never like freak shows. They are always so thoughtfully, emotionally rendered, and a lot of little moments that are things that I crave in movies. Just little human moments and shit like that is found a lot in his movies. Even the freako ones, like the most obvious one is in The Straight Story, which is his more normal movie, his Disney film about an old man who's traveling across the country. Not across the country, but like across a couple states to see his brother on a riding lawnmower, and every single person he meets is such a loving portrayal of someone that would live around those parts and are not usually seen in movies. And I think every single one of his movies are really great character portraits. And I've also not just loved the art, but just the artist as well. I love all of his interviews. I love just the way he talks and his stance on life. I don't know. How about you, Coop?
I think he's like, yeah. I mean, I was definitely affected by this one too. Like, I don't know if it hit me at first. I was like, that's like a weird sentence to hear. David Lynch died. I remember I
Yeah.
was hanging out here in Shepherd Union on campus, and I was like, huh.
Hmm.
I don't know what to think of that.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of hit me a little bit later. I was like walking around listening to the Twin Peaks soundtrack, which is like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
He's like, I've really, spent some time thinking about him as of the past like week then. He's just like kind of the most famous weird guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the resident weird dude. Everyone knows who he is, and everyone's just like, yeah, he's allowed to be weird, and nobody
Yeah.
else can do that. And I just don't know if we'll ever really get another person like this again. You
Yeah.
know, he's so singular. I'm curious to know, what is the first David Lynch project you saw? Like, how were you introduced to him?
He was Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
Yeah, because when HBO Max dropped, they had a pretty wonderful lineup of classic movies.
They still do have a really good lineup. It just hasn't changed
It
at
hasn't
all in
changed.
about 4 or 5 years, and it'd be nice to see see them spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Put something new in there. But it's
And
a good place to start.
I'd always kind of lumped Eraserhead in with Bride of Frankenstein with just that look. I didn't really know what Eraserhead was. I just knew the hair and the poster. And just one time I watched it, and then I watched it again. This is like that day.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it was the day after, because I watched it around midnight, and then that next day I said to my friends, I was like, "You gotta see this shit. Like, I just don't know I kind of love it."
Yeah.
And they also were like, I don't, well, what the fuck? But that movie is start of a lot of my dang ass freak stuff. Of I think that that's a movie I get. I don't really understand people that have a hard time interpreting that movie. I think it's just it's a good movie about being a dad and how hard that is when you're not ready, and just the way he tells it is freaky, and that's got some of my favorite stuff in it, like the dinner scene with the turkey. I think is wonderful. It's just exact. You just kind of get that that's the way that he views family dinners that he's not super familiar with. Just how he views people he doesn't know too well, and that's where it's just the and then when I looked into that and found out that it was shot over years, just kind of like by what he could afford with his friends, and the main actor, the poor bastard, had to have that haircut for a couple of years there, and it just got me thinking about that kind of filmmaking in a major way. And I think I know yours, but yeah. What was yours?
I mean, Eraserhead's like, I think, we're both film students,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like the defining film student movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both in terms of like film bro stereotypes, but I think everybody's kind of striving to have that level of success and be that abstract, and you get all these awful student films that are trying to be Eraserhead, and they can't. They're not it.
Yeah, I think the thing that people don't realize about David Lynch when they're trying to do a David Lynch is he's not doing weird shit just to do weird shit, no matter if you understand it or not. I think that's what makes him special, is that even if you're not comprehending it, you kind of feel that there's intent behind everything. It doesn't feel like throwing stuff at a wall. And people just do that. They just throw things at a wall and try to just do whatever they think looks cool or sounds cool and just label it as avant-garde or Lynchian. And I think you do have to have that feeling behind it, and not many people have that besides Lynch.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think the first time, well, this is, I guess, a bit of a story, but I was starting to get into movies like around 2020 during quarantine, like getting out of IP type stuff, you know? And I had just started working at an unnamed DVD store in the mall. I will leave it unnamed for now. But I just started working there, and I had, coworkers that were older than me and I think a little more knowledgeable in film. And I remember, I don't know, hearing them talk about David Lynch one day, and I was at a point where I really wanted to, like, anything I didn't know from customers or my coworkers, I went home and, like, researched.
Yeah.
And so I think within my first week of working there, I started watching Twin Peaks. I was maybe on Netflix or something at the time, and so I think that was my first thing with him was the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks. It was like the exact right moment for something like that for me, where it was just like weird enough but still digestible enough that my I don't know, I guess my naivety could handle that.
Yeah.
And it really opened my mind up to that type of filmmaking, and well, I guess it's not film, but that type of storytelling and being weird in movies, and it like legitimately did change my brain chemistry. I know we throw that around a lot for movies, but like this one really did kind of open up a gateway for me.
I mean, he shoots it like a movie. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, it's not treated like a TV show.
Yeah. And it's just amazing that was the water cooler show of the day. That was your Game of Thrones. That was your whatever. Like that was the show that everyone watched.
Yeah, it's prestige TV. That's the
word.
word.
It's pretty incredible. It was just ABC. That was just an ABC show.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine now.
So that was my introduction to him, and then I think over the course of the next year or so, I watched a lot of his movies. I think after finishing Twin Peaks, I either watched Fire Walk with Me or Dune. I can't remember. But I don't know. I have a lot of memories of like staying up really late in my basement and like watching Blue Velvet, or we had at that DVD store, we had a little collection of like his short films. And I remember just like watching like his weird little school projects from back in the day, just like late at night, And so I don't know, I always think of that time.
And that's a wonderful thing about him, is he never really stopped doing those weird short films. Like
Exactly,
he made Rabbits like right before Mulholland Drive or something like that.
Yeah, I actually think it might have been around the time of Inland Empire, because it's a part of Inland Empire. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's I think my introduction to him as an artist.
That's the way to do it, is
Twin Peaks,
in a basement, just
Yeah.
alone at night.
Yeah, I
That's the
remember
way.
Twin Peaks: The Return wasn't like streaming for a long time, and I ended up getting like a copy of it,
Mm-hmm.
and just every night, just an episode, and just being late at night and being like, what is going on? This is so
That's
weird.
beautiful.
And yeah, I don't know. He's definitely very important to me
Yeah.
as an artist, and he did more than film. He's a painter, a sculptor, musician, avid smoker,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just seemed like a really really cool dude to like watch interviews with.
Yeah.
You posted that video of him with 5 Woody the Wood.
Yeah.
The doll.
He rescued
Yeah.
5 Woody the Woodpeckers on Hollywood Boulevard.
He did,
a
yeah.
U-turn to save them.
Yeah, and he gave them all names, and then eventually he was like, they're giving bad vibes, so I had to get rid of them.
They're no longer in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. What would you say are your top 3 David Lynch projects?
Oh, mama. Let's see. I think Eraserhead, just because of how it hit me
Mm-hmm.
and how simple it is. I think it's such a I love that movie. But and then I love The Straight Story a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think Twin Peaks probably.
Cool.
Those are my 3.
Cool. Yeah, I think mine would be at like the number 3 spot would probably be like Elephant Man.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this past week. Like, if people on Letterboxd or on the internet are talking a lot about Inland Empire, Mulholland Drive.
Blue
I
Velvet.
just haven't really seen people rewatching Elephant Man, but I think it's really great,
Yeah.
and it's very accessible. But
So do you think it's his most normal movie besides The Straight Story?
yeah, I would say so.
Because that was an Oscar juggernaut too,
Yeah,
and got him in talks to do a lot of like things like Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then eventually Dune.
yeah. So that's one that I've only seen it once, and I think it's very powerful. I don't know. I really love that one. It's always been a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Then probably Blue Velvet after that. I rewatched this over the weekend. It's the only project of his that I've revisited since he died. I don't know. It's a nightmare, and I love it. All of his projects are kind of nightmarish though.
Yeah.
And then I think number 1 has to be Twin Peaks. Just all of it: The Return, the 2 seasons, and Fire Walk with Me.
There's so much in it.
Collective project. It's probably like one of my favorite things ever. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I miss him. It's a bummer that we're not going to be able to hear any of his anecdotes.
How am I gonna know the weather in LA now?
How am I ever gonna? Yeah,
We
exactly.
do his weather reports, and I'm just not gonna know anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Do you have a favorite quote of his?
I have a favorite quote of his?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think the classic one that I love is "Fix your hearts or die." That's wonderful.
Yeah.
He's got so many. He's just I would recommend going on a rabbit hole just on YouTube. That's what I did while I was working.
Mm-hmm.
That day that he died, and screen recording random shit
Yeah.
that I found. But he's just got so many wonderful clips, like just moments from his movies that are.
What did he
so
say?
powerful
What did he
and-
say about Naomi Watts when she got the King Kong remake?
Oh, I don't remember. Let me see.
Naomi. King Kong came along, so I called David, and I'll never forget what he said. Naomi, anyone who sits in the hand of King Kong will be a movie star for life. That's what he said.
Is that your one?
Yeah, that's what he said about Naomi Watts and Peter Jackson's kind of, I don't know, forgotten King Kong movie from 2005.
Yeah, I want to revisit that. That's the kind of thing that I would like to reclaim or look into. That huge passion project, big budget, kind of swing and a miss. Even though it made money, it's just like you said, it's forgotten.
Yeah.
Not really well loved.
But speaking of big passion projects, The Brutalist.
Yeah, we got brutalized.
Yeah, so Brutalist came out finally in our city over the weekend.
Mhm.
And I think you and I both went and saw it.
Yeah.
Not together, but on separate days we saw it.
Yeah, so you saw it on Saturday. I saw it on Sunday, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. You saw it at Broadway, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Smaller. I saw it at a big screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
were they playing it in a big screen? Where was
They were
it?
playing at Century 16.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a wonderful. That's my favorite of the big theaters.
Yeah.
They have such a great slate of. Yeah. What were your experiences watching it?
Well, I don't know. I was a little nervous going in, big
Mhm.
movie that everyone's making a big deal about. We got, I sat down, I was by myself in the uncomfortable chairs that the Broadway has. Bless their hearts, but they need to do something about those chairs. We got about 15 to 20 minutes in, and the projector was having issues.
Oh, fun.
So, like, when the movie started, I was like, this looks okay, but it was, like, kind of green and fuzzy, and I was like, well, maybe that's part of the VistaVision, the 35 millimeter that it shot on. You know, maybe it's an aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked like shit. I thought it looked really bad. And then, yeah, they shut down the projector real quick, turned it back on, and we resumed. So there was that hiccup there.
Do you think that affected you in any way, like your viewing of the movie?
I was just kind of like, why this movie, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I have a pretty poor track record with that happening to me at the movies. It's happened like more than it should, I think, of the projector. It's always at an AMC normally.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, smaller theater. But things like that are always happening to me. And it's very frustrating and very annoying. And I was like, why did it have to be this one?
Yeah.
You know? And this movie is already so long. I don't want to have to wait, you know? But they got it back up within a couple minutes. And
And
kept
it was
going.
normal?
Yeah, it looked a lot better.
Cool.
So whatever they did helped. And yeah.
Well, what a strange movie.
Yeah.
I think it was such an interesting experience watching it because, especially in the second half, like the first half, I kind of didn't have a thought. It was just like, this is a lot of setup. It could go. It's kind of normal right now. It could go a lot of ways. That's why I don't really understand the people that are like, I really loved the first half. I don't like the second half, because the second half is when they're making the decisions. They're just doing shit. First half is a lot of setup. And it does have some great scenes in it, some great moments, but it's everything the movie has to say is in the second half. And I would say the second half was not working for me at all until a certain scene. There's a pivotal scene with the walker.
Yeah.
And when that happened, it all started to come together for me, like what he was trying to do, and it became really fascinating. Because there's a moment in the second half that seems like kind of empty provocation, like overstatement. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they treat it a lot more seriously than I thought it was going to. And what it has to say about everything is so interesting. And so then by the end of it, I kind of left not entirely satisfied, but then I went with my father, and we started talking about it on the way home and putting all the pieces together. And it's a movie that you have to kind of do some work to fully appreciate. But then once I did, it seemed so singular and interesting, and not what I expected. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah. It's definitely like a lot of movie, you know? And I did leave. I don't know. I had a lot to think about as I took the train to the city, so I didn't drive, but I was kind of walking around Salt Lake and was like looking at the buildings and thinking about that movie at the same time, you know? And it started to sort of fall into place for me, what it's all trying to get at and trying to say. Yeah. What do you make of the final moments of the movie where it jumps forward 20 or so years?
Yeah, do we want to talk vagaries, or do we want to go into it?
Yeah, let's go into it a little bit.
Go into it a little bit.
Yeah.
So skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it too long then. But well, it's hard because the final song choice in particular is interesting to me. It's one for me, one for you, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting that he doesn't speak throughout the whole thing. He's kind of just in a wheelchair. He doesn't look like he's able to talk that much, and he's having someone else talk for him, his daughter, and interpret the art as being worth the struggle going through, all the terrible things that has happened to him over his life. It's all worth it because of these buildings. Do you see that as like a statement, or do you think that's kind of parody, not parody, but satire about all of that? And you think it's like his art has been taken away from him again and is being kind of looked at as something a lot more simple or different than what it was?
I think it's like he's neared the end of his life, you know, and he's had this great legacy, these buildings, and he's sort of celebrated for that. And he's not talking, you know, he has someone speak for him.
Yeah.
So he's not celebrating himself. People are celebrating him. And but he has like no control over it, you know, which is kind of what this whole movie's been about, is him not really like having control over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I think the religion aspect of it is interesting because he was so against having it be a big monument to Christ. He wanted it to be like, oh, we'll give you a room, a prayer room. And then it ended up being this huge. The cross is is a big part of that, the building that he ends up creating, and they hold on that they don't let you see that for a long time until like the very end, and then when they go through his filmography, his discography or whatever, and it seems like it's like a synagogue, it's a church, it's a synagogue, it's a church. It's like kind of like the one for me. I'll fit down a little bit, and I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like the treatment of religion in the movie and how that's viewed, because it's definitely not something that he was interested in doing, and that is his legacy.
Yeah, that's another point where just like zero control over what's happening. You know, he's a Holocaust survivor and all that. What religion is Guy Pearce's character? Remind me.
I think he's just like a Judeo-Christian, like normal ass white milk toast kind of thing.
I don't know. I just find that interesting because like he just escaped a Holocaust, you know.
Yeah.
And now he's like still kind of stuck under the man, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the man is super interesting because it doesn't seem like he's in control much either. He seems like I think it's. Do you think that do you think he raped his son?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Because the way that he reacts when he's accused of raping our main character, the son is immediately really aggressive and doesn't seem very surprised. And someone else says like, "Oh, well, you you're saying he assaulted you?" And he's like, "No, my husband." He's not surprised by that at all. And then he's running around like asking for his father, and it seemed like something that was passed down from generation to generation. And I think that there might be something with his mother as well. He has a weird relationship with his mother, and the fact that he's building this big, huge temple celebrating his mom, this big concrete something or another that they make a point to be like, she liked marble. Like this isn't really for her, but it's kind of for her. I think there's something really interesting about he's just these people that want to abuse people, take advantage of people because they know that they're not going to say anything, and then having that turned on its head. I'm not sure. This is the thing, is like I've seen this movie once, and there's so much of it, and it's about a lot of huge topics. It's hard to kind of comprehend it all.
Do you think this movie is funny?
Yeah, I do. I do think it's funny. Especially the ending. I think it's got a lot. It changes soundtracks entirely, and it reminded me a little bit of the ending of Tar.
Yeah, I was thinking of Tar a lot during this.
Yeah, and I think it'll be treated a lot very similarly at the Oscars, which we could talk about a little bit too.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But yeah, I do think it's funny. It's got a lot of laugh lines.
I think something I haven't seen anyone talk about is like. There's this point during the second half where Joe Alwyn's character is talking to Adrian Brody, and he's kind of being a little mean to him, and he's talking about his Adrian Brody's niece, and it's like kind of weird, you know. And Joe Alwyn's kind of a villain in this movie. Yeah. And the entire time he's doing this, he's wearing this stupid ass tie. You know what was on his tie? It was like cupcakes or some shit.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just things like that. I find that very funny.
And
to
then
me.
I also took that as that he assaulted the niece as well.
Yeah,
Because that's the literalization of like she can't talk. She's not talking. So then he's like, well, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And then having her speak at the end, that's probably this gotta say something. It's a lot of that, but I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting, for sure.
There's a lot of interesting characters. I think Guy Pearce and Joel Alwyn are some of the most interesting characters. How they talk, and the way that they talk to Adrian Brody's character, and that he's always like I find our conversations stimulating, because the first half Guy Pearce isn't that much of an asshole. He is in parts, but it was a question of how much did this movie think he's full of shit, and it's real that they think he's very full of shit. But but the way that he's making kind of these he's doing platitudes and talk, and he's using him as just like table setting, as trying to feel like like an ally, or like a good art man, you know. He like they say, he cares about as much as a like kitchen renovation or whatever. It doesn't really matter that much to him. And I think you could see a lot of this as just an allegory about making the Brutalist, which
Yeah.
I think is the most unfavorable take, but something I felt a lot while I was watching it. And then as it gets more complex near the end, I started to toss that aside. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I've heard that, it's him kind of talking about himself making the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's an argument to be made that almost all movies that are about the construction of something are about the process of making a movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You'd have to ask him if that's how he feels about it, I guess. But
yeah, I'm sure he's come across a lot of producers in his time that seem to be very interested in making something artistic, but doesn't really want to take the time and stand up for that person while they're making it, and lets them fall to the side.
Yeah.
Or takes advantage of them in some way.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What did you do with your 15-minute intermission?
We got some popcorn, by
You got
God.
some popcorn?
Yeah, we did. What'd you do?
Right. I went to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got some popcorn, and then I looked at my phone for a while, and
What'd you see?
just answered my emails and my texts and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But and then the movie started, and I was like, all right, cool, we're back. So
Yeah.
here we are.
I think they should have them more often. It was fun.
Yeah.
And especially 'cause for this movie where they are two distinct halves,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool. You couldn't really watch it without it, I think.
Yeah. What other movies do you think would benefit from an intermission? Do you think longer movies should have intermissions?
Yeah, of course. It's built around it, I think. I don't know. What are other movies you've seen in theaters that have had that? Like, I've seen a couple of like Bollywood films in theaters that have had an intermission, but not a lot of Hollywood films.
I don't think I ever have.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with an intermission in theaters.
Yeah.
It's a long gone thing,
Yeah, it's usually the old musicals. that
Yeah,
have
old
them.
musicals. There's a really goofy one, and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which is a movie I love a lot.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've seen any that have an intermission.
Well, what do you think about the awards chances for?
Yeah, let's get to that. So this is interesting because there's been a lot of talk about AI being used in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
which has definitely, I don't know, lowered its chances maybe.
Yeah,
There's just discussion about it.
It depends on how clear people are on it, because the big story, to my surprise, is not the use of it in architecture, but it's the voice stuff, I think.
Yeah, so there's a bit of, I believe it's vocal stuff on Adrian Brody's accent that's used with AI, which does bring up the question of should he be an option for Best Actor this year?
Yeah, so they've made it, they've clarified it a little bit. It's for a 2-minute section where he is writing a letter to his wife in Hungarian.
Mm-hmm.
He does not speak Hungarian, and apparently it's a very complicated accent and language, and so they used it to make him seem more like that was one of his main languages or whatever. And I really don't think it would have mattered that much if they didn't do that, and he just sounded a little awkward. I wonder how many people would be taken out of the movie from that. I think it's silly to use it and then admit it. I think knowing how jumpy we all are at AI, I think it's silly. But I think it's a lot of stuff like that happens a lot in movies and has happened for decades now, and now it's just scary. Just the word, just saying AI is scary.
It's like the movie Afraid from last year.
For AI, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you see that movie?
Did not see that movie.
I didn't either.
Great.
I'm gonna keep it that way.
But then the other one is more troubling to me, which is the use of it to design some of his architecture. And I don't think it was made. There are two major pieces of architecture in the movie, the library and then the community center. And I don't think it was used to design those ones. I could be wrong, I think mostly it was used to, like, at the end when they're going through all of his accomplishments and showing them. And I kind of was thinking to myself, this kind of looks like shit. And that could just be like brutalist architecture ain't my thing. But it also, I guess, I think it was AI. Like a lot of it was AI. They say the final artwork is not AI, but the initial designs were, which just seems like a silly thing when your movie is so about art and how much it takes to create art and how people are mistreat artists and stuff like that. Not to hire an artist to just do the architecture for that. It's bizarre.
It is. I don't know how much that affects, like what awards that would affect. It could affect editing, possibly.
So it was the editor that came out about all this and talked about it. And I don't think he thought it was a big deal. Yeah. And people have taken it as a big deal.
Yeah. I think it would be very interesting if this won Best Picture this year. Because then it would be like, well, we're now allowing movies with AI. That'd be like the first of its kind that we know of, at least. Yeah.
That's something that he said is like, everyone does this.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. We just talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. I think it's too long, and I think it's too strange, and I don't think it's not a concise message that people can get behind, and I think that that's something that it's not gonna make them feel good voting for it, and this doesn't help at all. But I think it wouldn't have won regardless, just having seen it. It's not as definitive a statement as something like There Will Be Blood, and There Will Be Blood didn't even win. Yeah. But it's been compared to that a lot, those kind of American epics. And a lot of those feel very pointed, like as they're bullets of movies, and this one is it's a lot. As you've heard, we don't know shit, and we're trying to talk about it, and it's difficult. I think that people are going to feel that, and I don't know. I think it's just going to make it feel a lot better to vote for something like Amelia Perez or Conclave or Nora.
Yeah. What do you think has any Oscar chances, possibly director or any performance chances?
I think the two big ones are screenplay and director. I mean he's number 2 for actor. Right? Brody's number 2 for actor, but I think I just don't see him winning again.
Mm-hmm.
Because of things he's said and done over the years, and then also that it's fun to award a new cool actor. And Timmy's been doing a hell of a job campaigning, and then this AI stuff. I think people aren't going to look into exactly what it is that he's doing. So some people assume that it's the whole movie that they're doing accent work or something like that,
mm-hmm.
or it's big chunks of the movie. And I think that confusion is definitely not going to help. But director has been the big kind of Cinderella story of this whole thing, like how somebody made this huge movie out of nothing, out of $10 million, which is funny that it's nothing, but it is.
Yeah.
And his speeches and stuff like that, I think have really touched a lot of artists, and then have made a lot of people that aren't as accommodating towards those types of people scoff. What do you think about his speech at the Golden Globes? Did you find it pretentious, or did you find it like endearing?
If I can recall, what did he say about he mentioned like shooting on like film, right?
Yeah, he made a big deal about that. He shouted out Kodak, I believe.
Right, that is what he did. Yeah.
And he also was talking a lot about giving people Final Cut. Like that was big thing.
The Final Cut thing, and then shooting on film, and the film reels have been a big part of this movie's sort of online campaign.
Yeah.
It's like, look, they're shooting there. Look at the film reels, you know.
Around.
Look at you, weird film bro who goes outside twice a year. Look at the film reel.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go in the Criterion Closet now? You know what's up with you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I was really bothered by the Golden Globe speech. He just seems, I don't know. He just seems like he cares about what he's making, you know. And I don't really view that as being up his own ass about Final Cut or whatever.
Yeah, me neither. But I think.
Do you think that he is the type of guy to be online? What's his name? Brady Corbet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we haven't mentioned his name. That's the director's name.
Yeah.
He's like a Bring Back the Snyderverse guy, or like a release the Ayer cut, you know?
Yeah, you're talking about Final Cut. Is he out on the trenches?
I need the 2016 Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. You know,
Absolutely,
give it to me.
that's his cinema. That's cinema for him. Yeah, for sure. Do you have anything else you would like to talk about for The Brutalist?
Do you think Guy Pearce should have any sort of recognition at the Oscars?
I think I do. I think it's a really interesting performance, and he's got an interesting career, but it's just not going to happen because Kieran Culkin has been sweeping.
He has been. How about Felicity Jones?
I think she needs to be in the conversation a lot more than she is. I think it's ridiculous how like as an afterthought she is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because people really, if they don't like the movie, they don't like the second half. That's the big thing, and she's only in the second half.
Yeah.
But I think what I heard that they're subverting the great man's wife thing, and I think this movie does a better job of that than I have seen in any movie. Maybe I think it's so interesting how they portray her and how they portray trauma as a whole, as something that she's not a silent character. She's not. A lot of times, if you are going to portray how hard it is to be the wife of this great man or whatever, it is a lot of just kind of looks and pent up emotions, and then a big blast at the end of her telling him off or whatever, or talking about her experiences. In this movie, she is always communicating with him, and they are always communicating with each other, and it's only until like a certain scene where they fully kind of break through that barrier together.
Yeah.
And I think she does it. I think she's amazing in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely prioritize her, but I think she's like number 3, number 4 right now.
Yeah.
For supporting actress. I think it's a shame.
Yeah. They're a very interesting couple, Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones, in this movie. I think that is, I don't know, a reason for me to rewatch it is to have a better understanding of their marriage.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think it's a good marriage. I think they're broken people, and they are doing everything they can to help each other. Especially Felicity Jones, but Adrian Brody is always aware of the things that he's doing are bad or not great for the marriage or whatever, but he's just like, that's his illness, that's his way of coping with shit. I don't know. Like you said, I think it's one you do have to see a couple times to fully grasp everything in it because it's so huge.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of talking points, and I think that's something that's a great thing about certain movies that we don't have that often.
It's very smart, and I don't think either you or I are exactly qualified to talk about it, but we're doing it anyways. So
yeah,
here we are. You want to talk about some movies we've watched recently?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. I think I've had a pretty good week in terms of the things that I have seen. I feel like January was kind of dry for me the first half, but had a pretty good weekend. I saw A Different Man.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw The Apprentice.
Oh,
yeah.
You saw the 2 Stans.
I saw the 2 Stans, 2 Sebastian Stan movies that came out last fall.
Would you nominate both of them? Which one would you choose?
See, I was thinking about this, and they're different. They're very different performances, you know? Because The Apprentice is obviously like meant to be a little more comedic. It's
right.
It's an imitation of a real person. He's doing Trump, and he does it pretty good by the end.
Because it's a creation of a monster thing where he's pretty normal at the beginning, and he slowly like adopts more of the Trumpisms by the end, right?
Yeah, the mannerisms are definitely there from the start, but by the end, it's like he's doing the hand gestures and he's repeating himself a lot. And I find it to be a very interesting performance. I really like Jeremy Strong in this too. I think something's up with that guy. I don't know what's up with him, but he's an interesting dude for sure. And then A Different Man is very manic, and it's very angsty in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I like A Different Man more. I think that's way more.
Well, I haven't seen The Apprentice, but I love A Different Man.
It's way more my thing than The Apprentice is.
It's a little Kaufman-y.
It's a little Kaufman-y. It's got some body horror parts at the start of it, and I don't know. It's very interesting.
That's another talking point kind of movie where it's not super like cut and dry. It's kind of messy in its theming in a way that doesn't feel unintentional, but it feels like open-ended and interesting to think about.
Yeah.
And funny. I think it's a really funny movie.
I really enjoyed it. I think Adam Pearson's good, you know?
Yeah, he is.
We got I can never pronounce her name, but the girl from The Worst Person in the World.
Mm.
So I'm glad to see her in something I like, because I saw her in a Sundance movie last year called Handling the Undead that like really was like black licorice for me. So good to know.
Well, she's in a movie this year with
She is, yeah.
with the same director, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is cool. Definitely check this out.
It's on Max.
Yes, it's on Max. It dropped on Max this weekend. That is where I watched it. And I hope he gets nominated for A Different Man, I think. Although The Apprentice would be, I think, a bolder move.
Yeah, well, it looks like right now the BAFTAs went really crazy for The Apprentice, nominated for a lot of shit. And it seems to be, it's a movie that has made zero money in domestically, but has made a good chunk of change for independent film, like from a really like a D team, like a production company, outside of America. It's like 17 million, which is pretty great.
Kind of a hit outside of America, which I think goes to show a lot about what people think of us.
Yeah, I think people in America are really uninterested in seeing more of Trump. Or an explanation that they've lived with him for so long. I think it's just not that interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
it's interesting though, because I've talked to a lot of people, older people, and I've been like, hey, have you heard about this movie? I watched it the other day. I really liked it, and they don't know about its existence at all. And they're like, oh, I should check that out. That sounds,
interesting.
That sounds interesting, And
yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, everyone I'm talking to is not like a fan of Trump, so
yeah. Yeah, some people I've talked to do have the opinion of like, why would I watch that? I know him. But where did you watch it?
I just rented it.
I'm gonna have to do the same.
Yeah, I don't know when it's gonna get picked up by a streaming service. So.
Yeah, right now, it's looking like Jeremy Strong will be nominated for his work, and not Sebastian Stan for either of them. But he's on the cuff.
That's
on the cusp.
I mean, Sebastian Stan's a bolder move, but Jeremy Strong's really good. Like he's pretty good in it.
Yeah.
So, what else? I rewatched A Quiet Place for school, and it's a cool movie. Cool sci-fi movie.
It's tight.
Yeah, it's tight.
It's a really solid screenplay.
That's what I'll shout out for the week. I think.
And Emily Blunt is amazing. I love him. I love her.
Yeah.
Wonderful woman. Let's see. What have I got? I rewatched Dredd. You seen Dredd?
I've never seen Dredd. That's the Carl Urban one, correct? Yeah.
It's an adaptation of the old Judge Dredd comics, the Judge, Jury, and Executioner guy, and it's written by Alex Garland.
Yes, I was going to ask. It's Garland.
And this is a really interesting piece of art. Fuck me. It's a really interesting script from Garland because it's not serious at all. It's trying to be badass. It's a raid. It's like The Raid. It's a big gigantic mega block, I think they call it, in like Super City 1 or whatever the hell. And it's run by the Mama clan who produce a drug called slow-mo, which makes everything in slow motion on account of it looks cool when bullets rip through people in slow-mo or whatever. And it's just so unabashedly silly and everything, but it takes all of it really seriously, and it's just kind of a wonderful action movie that's kind of in and out and just a delight. Like it was just, I put it on at a party and it kind of just hit all the right beats. It's just kind of wonderful, and I really wish there were more movies like that. That aren't winky but are okay with being silly.
Yeah,
and it just is really well directed action movie, just really gory and fun, and with a lot of cute little sci-fi elements to it. It's like RoboCop meets The Raid is how I describe it. It's just kind of a delight. It didn't make a lot of money. It was released as Dredd 3D, so it's got a lot of that kind of stuff.
It came out in 2012.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. I thought it was delightful.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about this over the course of, I guess, a decade or so.
Yeah. And
I've never seen this one, but it's a comic book movie. I'm sure I'd vibe with it.
Yeah, I think you mess with it.
There are other Dredd movies. There's
the Stallone movie from the 80s, right? Or 90s?
It is from the 90s, 95.
I've heard nothing good about it.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And then I saw I saw One of Them Days.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first 2025 movie, and it's got Keke Palmer and SZA. It's a buddy comedy, R-rated buddy comedy in a style that we don't get that often, and with a level of charisma and chemistry that you don't really see that often. It's kind of just a wonderful kind of date night movie, or go with your friends kind of movie. I did neither. I went by myself.
Badass.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just sat in the corner there because I bought a ticket for in the middle of the theater, right? And then when I walk in, there's a big line where I'm supposed to be sitting of a bunch of older folk, just kind of having a girls' night out, and I said, "Oh fuck, did they get the wrong theater?
They got the wrong.
They got the wrong theater. Where are they going? Like, should I say something or whatever?" I didn't. I sat in the corner. I was not in the mood. And I don't think it's my. Yeah, I don't like. Who am I to say? The movie started. They didn't go nowhere, and they laughed their ass off. They had a great time.
They must have just sat on the wrong row.
They must have. I don't know.
Hey, it's all right. We forgive them.
Yeah, I didn't. But yeah, I think it's just a consistently funny, good setup. Like it's just not. It's not trying to be anything huge, and that's like I look back at like the past decade of comedy movies, and there's so many that are genre hybrids or whatever, and if they are straight comedies, usually they're higher minded, and this is probably my favorite just kind of straight down the middle 90s style comedy in I don't know how long. And I mean I didn't love it. It's not entirely my sense of humor for a lot of it. I think I'm a broken man when it comes to my sense of humor, but they were just so wonderful together, these two. And it has a lot of great little side characters and a pretty fun structure. It's just about two people trying to get their rent money back after it has been taken from them. And before the end of the day, it's got style. It's shot pretty well, and but mostly it's that chemistry that'll keep you there. I would recommend it.
It's what we need. I was hoping to catch this over the weekend, and I was unable to.
What an asshole.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, I think we're good.
Because we got this will come out in a post Oscar nominations world.
It probably will. So,
oh my lord,
everything's gonna be on fire.
I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you're doing all right then.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid whatever happens. You know, we'll be up in the sky in our castle, flying to the next location. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it was great talking to you today.
Good talking to you.
Get the fuck out of our castle.
Get out.
Get out. We're gonna make What are you gonna make tonight?
What am I gonna make tonight?
Yeah, honey bear.
Oh, that's a great question. We're just going spaghetti tonight.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming to our castle. We're gonna have to ask you to leave now. Thank you very much.
You can come back next week, and I'll talk to you about some Sundance movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. All right. Bye bye now.